And we're back. I just got told Tracy about what happened last chapter, and I think I would like to preface my thoughts with this. Can we play the last clip of the chapter before? We are Venom. No, you are not. You are not Venom. You'll never be Venom. You're not even the closest thing to Venom. I would call you anti-Venom, but he's an actual character, and he actually has a surprisingly cool design. I actually like the white and black and the inverted colors, but I digress. You're not even Agent Venom, which, granted, Flash Thompson's pretty cool. You're just a mockery of everything that is cool about Venom. You're a mockery to Luna, and why we love her. So, let me break it down. First, I know I continue to complain about the padding, but I feel like this is too fast for the whole entire symbiote and Luna thing. I kind of wish we had more time for the symbiote to get to know Luna, to find out about her desires and yada yada yada, and feel the pain and misery that Luna felt. But I would forgive that if it were not for the stupidness of the reason why the symbiote attaches to Luna, and why Luna goes full on Venom. It's not because of Luna's pain or loneliness that she feels when she was turned into Nightmare Moon. No, 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 no. Is it envy towards her sister? Oh, no, no, no. It isn't the hatred that she feels towards her subjects for ignoring her all this time and some of them still harboring a bit of resentment. No, 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 no. It's true fucking love. That's right, people. It's all because Luna loves Peter. Fuck you. You have taken something that is a really good moral about why you shouldn't let your emotions get the better of you, why you should be careful about feeling pain and resentment, and learn to appreciate the gifts that you have. I made a mockery of it by compressing it down to this shoehorned, badly done insult to shoujo reasoning. It boggles the mind of how stupid it is for Venom to do this. It also is stupid with how much it messes with Luna as a character. Because apparently she hates Twilight Sparkle for falling in love with Peter and for Twilight being pregnant with Peter's child. Oh, here is where Twilight finds out she's pregnant. And saying that Twilight took Peter from him. Why? Because apparently this Venom symbiote's making Luna think that Peter was the first one to ever see Luna as something other than Nightmare Moon? When it was Twilight who did it? You see, this is the problem when you have trying to move your timeline from season to season and try to say retcon it to putting it into later seasons, because then there are things that happen in those seasons that make this plot point make no sense. For instance, this one, where we do see that after the events of the Lunar Eclipse, not every pony thought of Luna as Nightmare Moon anymore. Especially when she shows up at the wedding. But while she still feels herself with regret and anger for some of the things that she did off screen, as Nightmare Moon, and some of the fears that people have had about her, we see that a lot of the ponies of Ponyville have stopped caring by now. So, yeah, Pierre's not the first. It was Twilight. Twilight was the first one. Once again, all that previous statement did was not only destroy the importance of Twilight in this whole conversation, but has also, once again, put it all on Peter and making Peter into this living god being that everybody loves, that everybody falls for, and that can do no wrong and has no problems whatsoever. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that? The guy whose life is all about problems has suddenly now had none. All his problems have been fading away. Congratulations, you've just taken everything that's Spider-Man and removed it. But I digress. And then Luna proceeds to scream how Seal will finally know what it means to be loved, even though we have seen plenty of evidence of Luna's situation becoming better. Maybe if this fic was set before Luna eclipsed, it might work. But no. With everything that the show presents to us, if it were not for Pierre being in here, and this fic wanting us to think that Pierre is some sort of god among men who gets all the pussy, if the symbiote really wanted to go on a love-infused rage, it should go after Twilight. Because, let's see all the things Pierre's done for Luna. It's similar to her in conquering Venom. Okay. And beat her battle. Twilight helped reconnect her with her sister, saved her from Nightmare Moon, reconnected her with the town of Ponyville, opened up her heart to herself, was friends with her, was kind to her. Yeah. Everything points that Luna should be wet for Twilight. She should be going gaga for her. But I forgot, this is Slut Luna. And this is not our Twilight. So everything is fucked up. Next, the symbiote attaches itself to Luna for that reason. Give me a second. Let's see, I know I have it here somewhere. Here we are. I hold in my hand the Birth of Venom graphic novel. The story that has a lot of Venom stories. I highly recommend it because it also got some really good Pierre and MC moments. There's a part in here at the very end that kind of gives you a good idea of why, if the Venom symbiote was removed from Eddie, and I'm okay with that because Osborn has Discord's power, so he probably cheated. But there's a scene on one of the issues where after Venom's done with his fight with Spidey, Spidey removes his costume and tells Venom that he's ready for him. But he's not talking to Venom. He's talking to the symbiote. The symbiote tries to leech itself off of Eddie and goes with Pierre. However, it can't break the bond it has with Venom, so it has a shock. And then breaks down. So yeah, if the symbiote was going to go after anybody in that group, it would go after Luna. I mean, it would go after Peter. It wouldn't go after Luna. It would ignore Luna and go after Peter. Now, if you wanted to make this symbiote go after Luna, you wanted to make it obvious that the symbiote would go for her, then what you're doing is not it. It isn't even close to being it. Why is that? Simple. You have gone through and shown us that Luna has been nothing but loved through this whole story. She works with her sister. None of the other main six seem to be fearful of her. We haven't seen any of the other populace being scared of her. We haven't seen any of the other populace being nervous around her. All signs to point that Luna is slowly on the mend. If anything, if the symbiote really had some hatred, it would be towards herself because of the things that she did as Nightmare Moon off screen. In her own pain and suffering that she turned against her own sister. She tried to bring forth eternal night. All the anger that she feels at herself because she feels like she has betrayed a sacred trust of her sister, that she has betrayed her own love. If anything, she should be angry at herself for neglecting her duties. Because I don't know if you noticed this, but Luna is a very noble and very strong-hearted princess who is stuck to duty first. And if she fails that, she feels like she has failed the world and will forever push herself, hurt herself for every slight, no matter how small. Know the feeling. Next, this is out of character for the symbiote. I've already pointed out the whole entire that Venom would gladly go after Peter. I'm also pointing out that Nightmare Moon is the embodiment of Luna's enviness towards her sister, her rage towards her public, and her sheer hatred towards everyone else. But here's the thing about the symbiote and Eddie. The symbiote is also bonded with Eddie and Spider-Man. But here's another thing. It would gladly go back to both of them. Another, the symbiote isn't inherently evil. Yeah, I said it. It's not. It loves to feed on hatred, sure. But what some people don't understand about the symbiote is that it is still a symbiote. It still has to need its user to feed off of that hatred. It's also a creature that has learned and bonded with its user to understand certain parts of the human world. After all, there's a reason why it bonded with Eddie, because of their mutual hatred of Spider-Man. But one of the things we love about Venom, and I personally love about Venom, is that there's more to him than just, I want Spider-Man's head on a silver platter, extra fries. Is that, for all intents and purposes, he is very much an anti-hero. Venom goes around, he finds the people who have done him injustice, and kills them. Yeah, his idea of a justice is a very warped sense of justice, but Eddie also has a similarly warped idea of what justice means. I mean, remember, do you remember why Eddie hates Spidey? Because Spidey helped ruin his newspaper career. And all the versions, with the exception of the movie that's coming out this Friday that I will be watching soon, Eddie gets his career ruined by Spider-Man thanks to the information about the Sin Eater. And thus they bond with together. However, whenever we see Venom outside of Spider-Man's life, Venom's busy doing things like hunting down, fighting a criminal who may have wronged a person, or finds a criminal who may have hurt somebody else, and then does what Venom does best, eat their brains, and kills them and proceeds to do what he wants. But you see, that's the point. That's Venom as a character. And thus that's the symbiote. The only reason why the symbiote's bonding with Luna is to fulfill the rest of this bullshit love triangle that I think we've already pointed out, and some of my fans have pointed out in the comics. We don't want Twilight with Peter. We want Applejack with Peter, because they have a better connection. Right now, Twilight's main connection is that she has a lust and a hard-on for Peter. That's it. There's nothing more to their relationship that I see. Oh yeah, Peter's scientific like her, but there doesn't feel like there's anything beyond that. Makes me think of reality Texas stories where he proceeds to have Twilight get together with this really nerdy guy and thinks that's all there is. Oh, you just need to be exactly like the other. No, 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 and no, that is not how a romance works. I also don't like the way that the symbiote pulls this off, because it wouldn't be attracted to Luna for these reasons. As I've already discussed about a few chapters back, if you people can remember that far back, the Venom symbiote is not like that. For best example, again, look at the Venom fights during Marvel vs. Capcom. Whenever Venom loses one round, he transforms and goes, "There's no justice." That's because that's his mind. He wants to protect the innocents as a reporter. He wants to deliver justice. Yeah, it's a sick, demented version of justice, but it's still justice. What also gets me is that there could have been so much more done with the symbiote. If you really wanted to enhance the bond between Twilight and Luna and Twilight and Peter, you could have had Twilight mortally wounded at this point. Bullet through the chest, stabbed by Carnage, her stomach stabbed by Carnage, throat cut by Carnage. I just want Carnage inside, I'm sorry. As Gwen. Darn you, Ultimates. But then you could have had Eddie being the anti-hero and good character he is, because if Venom wasn't three-dimensional, I wouldn't love him nearly as much. And give part of the symbiote to Twilight, so that way the symbiote could start healing her. Then Twilight would have to struggle with the symbiote taking over her mind. Because then you can have Twilight see all the hatred that Peter's gotten, and would feel rage and hatred towards everything that Pierre's been through. And she would have to struggle. She would have to fight with that. She would have to wonder, is her love corrupting her like the Venom symbiote is? Is it making her not see the powers of friendship, but only corroded with hate? Is the reason why she's doing all this not out of a mutual love for Pierre, but a desire for vengeance because she has seen so much wrong now, or that she sees wrong in the world and that she wants to finish it and fix it? We could have had some good character stuff if we had Eddie do what he does best. And then we could have had Eddie begrudgingly work with Twilight, and we could have had Eddie begrudgingly work with Luna, and we could have had them really get along together. Hell, we could have also had more for Sunset Simmer to do with Venom, which I would have loved. Next, if we really wanted evil Luna, and I've had a lot of time to think about this in the car, then there was something else we could have done. There's a X-Men villain called Nightmare King. Shadow King. For those of you who are not X-Men fans, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm a giant X-Men fan. For those of you who are not X-Men fans, Shadow King is this manipulator, this ruler of the astral plane that likes to go in and corrupt and manipulate and use people's own minds against them so that way he can increase his own power. His greatest enemy is Professor Xavier. We first met him when he took over when he used young Storm as his own personal tool. He should have been the corruptor. He should have brought out more of hatred of Luna and turned her into Nightmare Moon. But this just feels like the author really wanted Venom, but couldn't figure out what to do. And really wanted to get through the rest of this love triangle. Kind of like what I want to do. Is just get through the rest of this. Because this is an insult to Venom fans. We didn't want Luna to be Venom. At least I didn't. I wanted Eddie Brock Venom to team up with Spider-Man and do their usual enemy mine situation that I love so much about their characters. I want Eddie to have a conversation with Sunset Shimmer. I want Eddie Brock to become friends with Sunset. Who's Eddie's can girlfriend? If any of you guys know, please put it in the comments. I want Eddie to bond with her and become good friends. I want Eddie to have a discussion with Twilight about how he feels about his own ideals of justice. But by having Luna turn into Venom, you've taken all that away from me. You've kind of ruined it for me as an important plot point. Now I just got Luna's Venom because she loves Peter but hates Twilight. Ooh. It's not really that good of a character turnaround. Moving on, there's a huge gigantic fight scene here, and I like to read this because I want to point out how stupid this is. That felt great. You have no idea how long I've been wanting to do this. Spider-Man shook his head, breathing strained. Just you, not us? Then his eyes widened before they formed a glare. The woman ripped Peter's mask from his face. She will be mine, eventually. You just want to live to see it. What? She'll be mine eventually, you just won't live to see it. What? If you didn't understand Venom, if you didn't know how Venom worked, then could you have done me a favor and a good solid and not put him into your fic? Because this line, right here, this line, the moment you wrote this line, the moment you wrote it down, you should have just stopped and realized this did not work. This failed to work as a plot. This failed to work as a story. And this failed to work as a Venom idea. She will be mine eventually. You just won't live to see it. Of all the hair-brained, stupid, badly written things I've ever seen in my life, that is not Venom. Alright, Venom is a symbiote. They work together. That's why he says, we are Venom. There is a difference. Venom realizes he has to live in symbiosis with his counterpart. He's not going, I want to take you over, Eddie Brock. You are mine, and so is the go. Look, the reason why Carnage says that he is Carnage and not we is because they are perfectly synced. The Carnage symbiote is just as full of malice and cruelty as the insane nutjob that possesses him. That's why he can reform. That's why he's dang near invincible. That's why he's a marauding psychopath. That's why he can form weapons with his powers. That's why he can form daggers, blades, giant axes. Because he is bonded with a nutcase. Which makes me fear if they were ever to bond the Carnage symbiote with Joker. Ugh. Venom has webs. He has super strength. Why? Because he's bonded with Spider-Man. That's also why he can avoid Spider-Man's spider sense. This line reads less like the Venom symbiote and more like somebody just deranged idea of what the symbiote is and decides, well, the symbiote is just a boo-ha-ha-ha villain. I can now see why one of my fans, Dash, hi, is so ticked off by this. Because quite frankly, I'm a little miffed too. Because not only was this insulting to Venom, it's also insulting to Luna. I was going to let it slide Because, as I always said, I have to read it before I understand it completely. But now that I've read it, now that I see how stupid it is, yeah, I'm pissed. I am so pissed at this little mistreatment of Venom and Luna. That is not even my favorite Spider-Man villain. It's Doc Ock, and you killed him off. So the fight continues on. It's a huge gigantic struggle. Cards are thrown. Twilight Peter is badly injured. Be quiet. Twilight, how good are your healing spells? Twilight shook her head, attempting to level her breathing. I'm not good at them. Really? All this training and all these spells, and Celestia did not teach you one healing magic? And you didn't practice with it? You know, this is my cousin's desk, and I would slam my head into it so hard, but I don't want to break it. And the fight goes on. Luna effortlessly proceeds to curb stomp everybody. He starts winning every single match that he's against, even though some of this should not be as easy as you may think. And apparently, mixing with Luna magic plus symbiote plus fire powers somehow equals godhood. Again, this is still out character for Venom. It's not even funny anymore. And near the end, as Luna's proceeding to ready to blast Twilight, Peter proceeds to pull a Piccolo, by which he stands in front of the explosion to protect her. And the explosion tears his body to shreds. And proceeds to burn him until he's standing in front of Twilight bloodied. Peter, why? Easy. Because it's you. And then he fell to the side, falling to a corpse, saying one thing. Twilight, why did you dodge? And thus is Peter dead. Wait, it's over? It's over? Hooray! It's over! This fake is over! We can go home now! Let's bring her. There's another part. And Twilight just did the old I won't forgive you thing. Oh, God, no! So we cut back to everybody feeling down, and Pinkie Pie does what she does best. Give everybody hope. We're all here, believing. I believe in Twilight, and I know you believe in Peter. I believe in Santa Claus! I feel all of us lending our hope to them. As long as we don't give up, they won't either. We're all here believing. There's always hope. I do love it when a Pinkie Pie is well written and the scene's not just done as a bit of a gag. I really do. And of course, everybody is ready to believe that he's perfectly A-okay. And that he's not dead yet. Much to my chagrin. Luna, of course, Celestia, of course, sees everything better. That, yes, Peter is dead. Deader than a pancake. Shoved off the mortal coil. He would be pushing up daisies if Luna didn't burn him nearly half to death. This is an ex-Peter. And the fight continues on. Luna begs Twilight to kill her. Hey, Twilight, after you're done, could you do that to me too, please? I need it badly. And then Venom proceeds to go, listening to you makes me sick. After I kill the shrimp, I'll find a way to shut you up permanently. Did I just started reading a fanfic where they had Venom tell his host that he would shut them up permanently? Did I just read that sentence? I want to yell. I want to rant. I want to scream right now. But everybody's asleep around me. I got some people around in the studio that are sleeping. So I'm going to be nice and not let loose every single bit of rage that is building up with me because of that one sentence. Because that there is just... Okay, that's it. This is no longer the Venom symbiote. This is Snidely Whiplash symbiote. Just give him a freaking mustache, a hat, and boom! There, you have this version of the symbiote. Congratulations, we just lost all ounce of respect that this character had. And more of the fight continues. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm not as interested in a fight scene. These fights, they're better than this fic deserves. Every time I read these battles, they're really well done. They're intense. They're exciting. I can see the movements, the beauty of the characters and their struggle, and the way that each one of them has their own individual characteristic. They're well done, well choreographed, and well thought, and way better than what this fic deserves. This is a good fight. Of course, I got nothing to comment about it. And then Twilight proceeds to grab the symbiote after beating it and ripping it off of Luna's body, which should be a lot harder than it is, and then just incinerates it? She just incinerated Venom. She just turned Venom into ash. Twilight ripped the symbiote away from Luna. It just turned it into ash. You just killed another villain of Spider-Man's that I love. Oh my gosh. His roar of rage is so loud that it broke every single bit of the sound barrier. I can't believe it. I wonder what happens when someone like martial art producer proceeds to do something like that. He's a Psyduck. It just turned into a Psyduck with glasses. Well, do you want to continue reading the this? Psyduck. Fine. Psyduck. Psyduck. Psy. Sigh. Sigh. Psyduck. Sigh. Psyduck. Sigh. Psyduck. Duck. Sigh. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know what came over me. I just had a Pokemon experience. I really hate this part. I really do. Luna, feeling distraught, decides to go over to Pierre and says that she has a way to bring him back to life. Oh god, you're not. And Luna does some mystic mumbo jumbo that does, and Celestia watches and asks, well, what did you do? I'll tell you what she did. Not only did she activate an age-old comic book trope, but congratulations, Vic. You just removed all sense of drama from the rest of your story. I officially now no longer am worried if these characters die. I'm no longer scared if that happens. Because you've just proven that you will find a way to bring them back to life. Doing this type of resurrection in an ongoing story with superheroes, this is fine. You can make up a whole bunch of different reasons, and that's fine. Okay. But in things like this, in matters like this, no. Because this is not an ongoing story. This is an arc. This is a story. I would have loved it if we said he was mostly dead, not dead. But nope, Luna brought him back to life. Oh, and apparently Twilight has wings now. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that during the fight, but because I just wanted to get through this fight more faster. But yeah, apparently she grew wings because of her love of Peter. You know, people often complained about sometimes the romance in the show. They do. And I can see why. They complain about it. But they complained mainly because they're afraid of the romance taking over, because they're convinced that the romance in the show goes against Lauren's ideas. No, what Lauren always hated was romance overtaking a girl's series and forgetting all about the friendship. Congratulations, story. You have officially overtaken Winx in focusing only on the romance, and you've taken the very ideals of friendship is magic. Twilight's bonds with her friends, her strong bonds with her friends, and threw it out the window, shat on it, pissed all over it, then proceeded to kick it into the garbage dump where it got incinerated. Because now, it's no longer about friendship being magic. Oh, no, 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 no. What was holding Twilight's powers back? Oh, something. Why was Twilight now able to release her full God mode powers? Her love for Peter. That's right. It was only her love. Her love for Peter. Not her bonds with her friends, not her connections with her friends. No, no, no. Her love for Peter fucking Parker. That's right, people. Forget other relationships you may have, like familial and etc., etc. It's only love that's important. Loyalty? Who cares? Generosity? Nah. Honesty? No. Laughter? Uh-uh. Kindness? Nope. Magic? Out the door. No, it was only love. It was true freaking love that allowed Twilight to become God. Not her devotion, not her friendship, but love. What you just basically said was that this is no longer friendship is magic, but friendship is fucked off. Let's ignore the romance. Let's ignore friendship and just focus on Twilight's pure love for Peter Parker. Isn't this like one of the things people complained about when it came to Sailor Moon Crystal, that they focused more on the miracle romance rather than the bond between Usagi and her friends? Yeah, because the interesting thing, even in that show, even though part of it was dedicated to Usagi's devotion to Mamoru, it still focused on her friendship. But here, you're basically just saying that Twilight should forget her friends and just get herself laid. That's key to her ultimate power. Fuck you. Fuck. And after Peter Parker proceeds to get used to the fact that he just pulled a Jean Grey on us all. Oh yeah, I went there. We find out what Goblin's been doing. Apparently, Goblin is at Latveria in Doom territory. Afraid not. Osborn took over the castle of his army. Logan rubbed the underside of his chin. I find that hard to believe. Osborn may have some power now, but he can't beat Doom with a few bots. The image is cleared, revealing a new set of individuals. Peter Logan stammered with their mouths agape. Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and Nick Fury appeared underneath Osborn. Again with the ripping off of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Peter grips. You mean like the Hulk? Sarah put close projected to her head. Yeah, they're all possessed of an Osborn's influence, and not just them. There's more. No one has seen or heard from Doctor Doom since Osborn invaded. If you people don't mind. And I have never been so insulted of anything in all my friggin' life! What? Osborn managed to take out Doom. Osborn managed to take out freaking Doom. What? Okay, let me get started by how little sense this makes. None. None whatsoever. Okay, you basically told me that just because Osborn is hooked up on Discord juice and is finally achieved full symbiosis, that somehow he was able to outsmart Doom, able to outwit Doom, able to overpower Doom. No, 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 and hell no! You do not insult, drag down, or lessen the power that is Victor Von Doom, just to heighten up your overloaded freaking Green Goblin Venice. This is not how you treat Doom. Doom would have outsmarted Osborn. Doom would have outpowered Osborn. The moment Osborn showed up his freaking little pansy-waist face within Doom's freaking castle, Von Doom should have been like, by the way, I've already outsmarted your entire regiment, already overtaken every single one of your heroes, and oh, by the way, I actually collected this universe's version of the 6 Elements of Harmony. Yes, Doom found a way to be very kind, generous, loyal, honest, and found to actually be quite full of laughter. You wouldn't believe what I had to do to earn the laughter gem. That was an experience all on its own. And since apparently it takes a spark to ignite all 6, I was able to find the 6th element of our world, and now I possess all 6 elements of harmony. That's right, all 6 of them. And now Doom has configured it into his armor, and now Von Doom is now powered by the powers of harmony. You cannot affect me. See? And now Von Doom's going to do what Doom does best. Grabs Osborn, starts choking him! What are you doing? Oh, Victor Von Doom is about to do what he does best. Doom is going to choke a bitch. And you know who's a bitch? You's a bitch. Oh, shoot. Osborn should be stoned, and Dr. Victor freaking Von Doom should be sitting back, drinking a Mutai latte as given to him by Sue Richards while Elektra is patting and massaging his shoulders after a busy day of being awesome because Von Doom is not somebody who would easily get taken out by a Discord Power Osborn. This is the guy who actually took the time to actually withstand Thanos. This is the guy who took over the freaking Beyonder, and you are trying to sell me that Von Doom somehow got taken out by a peasy little pansy-raised Osborn? Please call Howard Hughes, because that thing don't fly! No! I refuse to believe this! I thought the Venom thing was the most insulting thing. No! You have just insulted every single thing I've ever loved about the Marvel Universe with this one moment! Do you know why I don't put Von Doom into my stories? You want to know why? Because I'm trying to focus on one villain. If I were to put Von Doom into it, yeah, he would steal the show. He would probably show off everybody and find a way to take out Darkseid Thanos and would actually be more powerful than all of them combined because that is how Von Doom rolls. I had to laugh when they had brought out the freaking Darth Vader versus Victor Von Doom fight. You want to know why? Because I knew it was a one-sided fight, because there was no way Darth Vader was ever going to be able to lay a finger on Victor Von Doom. Because Von Doom won't let you lay a finger on him unless he wants you to. Alright, here's the thing about Von Doom. The moment you have entered his territory, he has already figured you out. He already knows who you are, and Von Doom will already have figured out how to beat you, how to destroy you, and every single one of your weaknesses, and every single one of your friends' weaknesses, and every single one of your family's weaknesses, and every single one of your ancestors' weaknesses, because he suddenly decide, oh, you know what, maybe I should go back in time. Hell, I'm still surprised that nobody's ever done a Marvel and DC crossover where Batman has to try his best to outsmart Victor Von Doom, because that would be a chess match I would love to see. Still, there's a reason why I love Doom. Because, hey, as somebody that cannot be stopped, he's somebody that will not be handled so easily. This is why not all the movies failed, because not a single one of those movies was able to capture the glory of Von Doom. Why? Because they were determined to tone him down. You know, tone him down, remove the things that made him cool. Things like his rule over Latveria, his equipment, his robots. So many people kept wanting to remove Von Doom. You want to know what makes a good Von Doom? Is if he stepped out, looked at the screen of the Sanctum Sanctorum, and announced to Spider-Man and the others, "I am Von Doom. This corpse you see behind me is Osborn. I am now ruler of this universe. All will kneel before Doom, and all will bow before Victor Von Doom." And as one final testament to Doom's awesomeness, he removes his mask and reveals his very pretty face. "And as soon as I'm done fixing this universe, Twilight Sparkle, your world is next. So saith Doom. Let it be written, and let it be obeyed." That is the Victor Von Doom I know and love. That's somebody who would be taken out by Osborn! I wouldn't even mind if it was Thanos. Okay, maybe a little. But Osborn and off freaking screen? Fuck you, Vic. In short, Vic, if you want to bring in Von Doom or mention him, you better not go off screen like a bitch. You better be ready to do him justice. But you didn't. You just basically turned Doom into a one-note background character. Which, in a way, is kind of is only a less of an insult than what most Marvel movies have been doing to Doom. Speaking of which, now that Disney owns the MCU, I fully expect Doom to be back in his usual "I am awesome, you are not" mode, and be as hammy as possible. But if I can make one little request, Disney, just one teeny tiny little request, if you could do me a favor, and when you get the chance to start casting Doom, don't have somebody else do the voice. Just do what you do with Darth Vader. Have somebody in the suit, but have someone do the voice and the ADR of Von Doom. I have a few choices. Dark Lawrence Fishburne is already in the MCU. And so is Benedict Cumberbatch. I personally always have James Earl Jones in mind whenever I read Von Doom. But if you guys got somebody else that's hammy and could give Doom justice, please write it down below. Right now, I'm just pissed that this fake messed up Doom. And we go to Twilight having a conversation with Luna. Luna apologizes. We find out that Twilight can actually sense the baby inside of her. And then proceeds to tell Peter that, "Hey, you got a baby incoming." I can only hope that this is not going to turn out into like the Clone Saga. And they say that Osborn's trying to play God. Do I even need to say the problem with this? And I'm trying to figure out why Peter has said that he hasn't tried to do anything to keep an eye on her or to take precautions. But I digress. We're at the end of the chapter now. Maybe I'll start reading them now that we were at the final battle. Really? Can't freaking believe this. Doom! Von Doom gets taken out in the background! Like a bitch.